The Prince, by Niccolò Machiavelli, is a guide for rulers on how to maintain their power and control over their subjects. In the book, Machiavelli advises rulers to be willing to use any means necessary to maintain their position, including deceit, betrayal, and even violence if necessary. He also advises rulers to be aware of the power dynamics at play in their society and to be proactive in managing them. There are several key lessons that are taught in The Prince. 1. The importance of maintaining power. Machiavelli advises rulers to be proactive in maintaining their power and to use any means necessary to do so, including deceit, betrayal, and even violence if necessary. He writes that a ruler's primary goal should be to stay in power, and that this should be their top priority. Machiavelli advises rulers to be aware of the potential challenges to their power, such as the risk of rebellion or assassination, and to take steps to prevent them. Here are a few examples of actions a ruler might take in order to maintain their power. Building and maintaining a strong military. A ruler who has a strong military will be better able to defend against threats to their power, such as the risk of rebellion or invasion. Forming alliances with other rulers or powerful individuals. A ruler who has strong allies will be better able to protect their interests and maintain their power. Being willing to use force if necessary. In certain circumstances, a ruler may need to be willing to use force in order to maintain their power, such as by putting down a rebellion or invading another territory. Deceiving or betraying others if necessary. In some cases, a ruler may need to be willing to deceive or betray others in order to maintain their power, such as by making false promises or breaking agreements. Making unpopular decisions. A ruler may need to make difficult or unpopular decisions in order to maintain their power, such as enacting unpopular policies or going to war. In a social setting, maintaining power can refer to maintaining one's influence or control over others. Here are a few examples of actions a person might take in order to maintain their power in a social setting. Building and maintaining strong relationships. A person who has strong relationships with others will be better able to influence and control them. Establishing oneself as an expert in a particular area. A person who is seen as an expert in a particular area will be able to wield more influence and control over others who are not as knowledgeable. Building and maintaining a strong reputation. A person who has a strong reputation will be able to influence and control others more easily. Being assertive and decisive. A person who is assertive and decisive will be better able to influence and control others, as they will be seen as confident and capable. Being strategic in one's actions. A person who is strategic in their actions will be better able to achieve their goals and maintain their power in a social setting. 2. The value of being strong and decisive. A ruler who is seen as weak or indecisive will quickly lose the respect of their subjects and be vulnerable to overthrow, according to Machiavelli. To be strong and decisive, Machiavelli advises rulers to be proactive in managing the challenges they face and to take decisive action when necessary. This can include making difficult decisions, such as going to war or enacting unpopular policies, in order to maintain control and protect their interests. Machiavelli also advises rulers to be aware of the power dynamics at play in their society and to be proactive in managing them. This can involve being strategic in their actions and being willing to make sacrifices in the short term in order to achieve long-term goals. Here are a few examples of actions a person might take in order to be strong and decisive. Making difficult or unpopular decisions. A person who is strong and decisive will be willing to make difficult or unpopular decisions in order to achieve their goals. Standing firm in the face of adversity. A person who is strong and decisive will be able to handle challenges and adversity with strength and resilience. Being proactive in managing challenges, a person who is strong and decisive will be proactive in managing the challenges they face, rather than being reactive or indecisive. Being confident and assertive, a person who is strong and decisive will be confident and assertive in their actions and decisions. Being strategic in their actions, a person who is strong and decisive will be strategic in their actions and will be able to think several steps ahead in order to achieve their goals. Building and maintaining strong relationships, a person who is strong and decisive will be able to build and maintain strong relationships with others, which will give them more influence and control in a social setting. 3. The need to be aware of the power dynamics at play in society. Machiavelli advises rulers to be aware of the potential for rebellion and to take steps to prevent it, such as by maintaining a strong military and being willing to use force if necessary. To be aware of the power dynamics at play in society, Machiavelli advises rulers to be attentive to the concerns and needs of their subjects and to be proactive in addressing them. This can involve being strategic in their actions and being willing to make sacrifices in the short term in order to achieve long-term goals. Here are a few examples of actions a person might take in order to be aware of the power dynamics at play in society. Paying attention to current events and social trends. A person who is aware of the power dynamics at play in society will pay attention to current events and social trends in order to stay informed. Building and maintaining strong relationships. A person who has strong relationships with others will be able to better understand the power dynamics at play in their social circle. Analyzing the motivations and actions of others. A person who is aware of the power dynamics at play in society will analyze the motivations and actions of others in order to better understand the power dynamics at play. Being strategic in one's actions. A person who is aware of the power dynamics at play in society will be strategic in their actions and will consider the potential consequences of their actions on the power dynamics. Seeking out diverse perspectives. A person who is aware of the power dynamics at play in society will seek out diverse perspectives in order to get a more well-rounded understanding of the power dynamics at play. In a social setting, being aware of the power dynamics at play can refer to understanding the relationships and influences among the people in one's social circle. Here is an example of an action a person might take in order to be aware of the power dynamics at play in a social setting. Paying attention to social cues and body language. A person who is aware of the power dynamics at play in a social setting will pay attention to social cues and body language in order to better understand the relationships and dynamics among the people in their social circle. 4. The concept of virtue. Machiavelli advises rulers to strive for virtue, which he defines as a combination of strength, courage, and the ability to adapt to changing circumstances. He writes that a ruler who possesses virtue will be able to handle challenges and adversity with strength and resilience, and will be able to adapt to changing circumstances in order to maintain their power and control. Throughout the book, Machiavelli emphasizes the importance of virtue for rulers, and advises them to strive for it in order to be successful. He also advises rulers to be aware of the power dynamics at play in their society and to be proactive in managing them. Here are a few examples of actions a person might take in order to cultivate virtue. Building physical and mental strength. A person who is strong in both body and mind will be better able to handle challenges and adversity. Being courageous. A person who is courageous will be able to take decisive action and handle challenges and adversity with strength and resilience. Being adaptable. A person who is adaptable will be able to adjust to changing circumstances and continue to be successful. Staying true to one's values. A person who stays true to their values, even in the face of challenges, will be seen as virtuous and will be respected by others. Seeking out opportunities to learn and grow, a person who is committed to personal growth and development will be able to cultivate virtue over time. 5. The importance of practicality. Throughout the book, Machiavelli emphasizes the importance of being practical and focusing on the realities of the situation at hand, rather than being guided by idealistic principles. Here are a few examples of actions a person might take in order to be practical. Making difficult or unpopular decisions. A person who is practical will be willing to make difficult or unpopular decisions in order to achieve their goals. Focusing on the long term. A person who is practical will focus on the long-term consequences of their actions, rather than being swayed by short-term considerations. Being aware of the resources available. A person who is practical will be aware of the resources available to them and will use them wisely in order to achieve their goals. Being flexible and adaptable. A person who is practical will be flexible and adaptable, and will be able to adjust their plans in response to changing circumstances. Being strategic in their actions. A person who is practical will be strategic in their actions and will be able to think several steps ahead in order to achieve their goals. Overall, The Prince is a controversial and influential work that has been widely debated and criticized for its emphasis on the importance of maintaining power and their willingness to use any means necessary to do so. It offers practical advice to rulers on how to maintain their power and control, and emphasizes the importance of being strong,